Welcome back to Rockies franchise. If you didn't see the offseason episode, I highly recommend watching that. If you're one of the many that didn't see any of the playoff episodes, I highly recommend watching that. After 3 seasons, we were able to get into the playoffs and had quite a nice run, so check that out. It was a ton of fun, and we are ready and raring to go for 2028. Now that we've become a more established team, I do expect this series to move a little bit quicker, and I feel like it's moved fairly quickly as well, but I think it might move even quicker than it has. So this first episode should include quite a lot. I don't know if we're going to make it all the way to the draft, but I could see it being a possibility, and I am excited about that possibility. If you are interested, this will be the rotation for 2028, at least on opening day. We've got Jesus Lazardo as our ace, one of the best postseason pitchers in MLB history. What a run for Jesus Lazardo. Chase Dolander had his moments. Can we see more consistency as a 26-year-old? Hopefully so. We know Coors is a tough environment to pitch in. Harleen Susana, one of the hardest throwers in all of professional baseball, major or minor leagues. And he is now going to be up with us for the first time, debuting in our rotation. We also have Max Meyer. He's had some ups and downs, but is coming off of the best year of his career in 2027 with an ERA under 3.5. And Ryan Feltner had some big postseason moments, also about the best year of his career with an ERA at 4.26 in 137 and a third innings. Obviously, let me address the elephant in the room. If you followed the storylines closely, you know we have a stud young pitcher in the making, Jorge Santana, just turning 20 years old. He did debut for us last year as a teenager and had some ups and downs. The overall numbers don't look amazing, but if you actually watched him play, he was really, really good for the most part. I think there were some bad managerial decisions when we were in player lock that left Jorge Santana out there for a little bit too long. But he does already have 89 stamina as a 20-year-old, so they were trying to get a lot out of him, and I get that. But you got to have a little bit of a shorter leash with a teenager. You want to see him develop some more strikeout stuff, but he's going to limit hits, hopefully limit walks, and he throws fairly hard with a 5-pitch mix. He will start the season in the minor leagues. We just don't have a spot for him right now. But of course, it's pitching. Somebody will get hurt. Somebody will miss some time. And you may see Jorge Santana come up for a spot start. We've got a decent group of pitchers all throughout the minor leagues now. We've really heavily invested in those guys. And we have some other prospects that I like quite a bit. Pedro Montanez at AAA as a 20-year-old. That's kind of insane. 4-pitch mix. I'm excited to see what he's able to do in 2028 in the minor leagues. We also have Pedro Lucero, who is just 18 years old with a 4-pitch mix, kind of like a crafty lefty. We've got some good prospects. One that I'm actually very excited about is somebody we just traded for. An 18-year-old who's going to start at AA for us, Steven Serrano. Hit per 9, brutal. He throws absolute gas. He's got big strikeout stuff. He's got a long way to go to develop as a pitcher, but he's only 18 years old. So there is a lot there. The control really needs to come a long way. I like Pablo Herrera. I think he's got some potential. You might hopefully see Gerangelo at some point. The switch pitcher, who's been underwhelming for the most part. Our rotation, good. Our bullpen, maybe even better overall. Maybe not the biggest names, but guys that do perform. Jojo Romero as a lefty. Sir Anthony Dominguez. Keegan Aiken is back as another lefty. Jonathan Loaizaga, Yoel Payamps. Short leash with him, but he will be in there to start the season at least. Angel Chavi. Victor Vodnik at AAA. Edgardo Henriquez at AAA. Yeah, he just wasn't as impressive as I would have wanted him to be. But I love our closers. We bring in the flamethrower, Yohan Duran. I'm expecting big things for the 30-year-old, even in Colorado. We know what Ruben Cordero can do. He's probably our Yoel Payamps replacement. that probably happens, and we're still trying to develop Todd Daly as a closer. He's still got a little bit of a ways to go. Honestly, looks like a starter. Hit per nine, K per nine, walk per nine, all that stuff, and then the pitch mix, he looks like a starter. The stamina, although, says otherwise. Samuel Basayo will be behind the plate. You might see him at first base and DH a little bit. Jefferson Kara will pick up the slack behind the plate when that happens. In the minors, Hunter Goodman hasn't really done a lot for us. Drew Romo's probably never going to come up. We're a little bit weak at catcher in terms of depth, but that's okay because our two youngest guys in the entire system are at the major league level, and I think Samuel Basayo can end up being an MVP candidate, an MVP type of player behind the plate. Michael Tolia coming off a big season where he hit 260, slugged 445, close to an 800 OPS. I'd love to see a true breakout in 2028. Mark Watley, catcher, first base. He's going to play mostly first base for us in the minor leagues. And, of course, Chris Bryant still under contract. It is his last season under contract. We don't have to pay him anymore after this. Another big free agent signing, it's Luis Garcia. I feel like he's an under-the-radar guy that plays good defense, isn't going to strike out a lot, can be a big clutch bat for us, can get on base, and maybe hit for a little bit of power. We'll see if that can develop. His numbers were pretty good last year. Hit 20-plus home runs, kind of a breakout year for him, and we got him for $12 million per year. I think that could be a steal over the course of his career. Got decent depth. Owen Miller going to come off the bench. Same with Adael Amador. And there's not a ton in the minors to be super excited about at second base. Nolan Jones, primary third base now. Obviously can still play the outfield, but that's where a lot of our depth is, and you're going to see that in a moment. Third base, for the most part, extremely weak. But we are extremely strong at shortstop, and of course, those guys can move to other spots in the infield, third base, second base, if we wanted to. We have, of course, Ezequiel Tovar, the Gold Glover, at short. Need him to hit a little bit more than he did last year. On base, 285, hit 239, didn't slug. Not a good year for Tovar. Need to see a big bounce back in 2028. We do have Felnine Celestin, who I like. Got to develop as a complete player, but good defensively, good athlete. John Wimmer, but these are the ones I'm really excited about. We acquired Pedro Da Silva in a trade. He's only 19 years old, 6'1", 217. Already good contact. Like MLB caliber contact. Is disciplined. Not much of a defender. Decent overall athlete. Got to develop the power, but I'm really excited about his potential. And of course, one of the best prospects in all of baseball. It's the 20-year-old at only a ball, Sean Elliott. He's got a long way to go in terms of development, but his potential is elite. Could end up being a trade piece for us. We know we got Matt Vierling at the trade deadline. He ended up having a big World Series despite kind of a slow playoff for the most part. Jock Peterson was our World Series playoff MVP, even though I think Lazardo should have been playoff MVP. Jock Peterson had one of the best stretches ever in the World Series, and he will have one final year under contract. Yanquiel Fernandez still in the system, of course. And then in center, Brenton Doyle will start. Great defender. The bat's got to come a long way. He was okay last year. He was okay. I'll take these numbers if he can give us the type of defense that we know he's capable of playing. And then one of our top prospects, Horace Mora, will be at AAA. Contact, kind of iffy, but he's got power. He's got decent overall athleticism, and he can play the field. So I like the chance of Horace Mora debuting for us as early as this year, but it may end up being more likely that he debuts next season. He's still only 22 years old. Still like to develop him. Benny Montgomery, of course, is decent depth. Ray Valdez is kind of a fun option. Can play the outfield and second base. Is good defensively. Can fly. Contact ability, not too bad. Ray Valdez could be a sneaky player for us long term. And then in right field, making the team, top prospect Charlie Condon. Prolific power hitter at the University of Georgia. Finally given a chance to play at the major league level. He will be debuting for the first time here on opening day. He's got some big time power. He's not an elite defender. Doesn't have more than average speed, but he can hit a little bit and he's got big time power. We hope we can continue to develop him. Jordan Beck, I think, is a major league caliber player. Don't have a spot for him right now. And then one of my favorite prospects, Robert Kalaz. Contact ability is very good. Power developing. Might be a DH long term, but I really like his potential. As we jump in to game one, opening day. Two aces take the hill. Jesus Lazardo and Paul Skenes. Should be a fun one. We've got some new faces to learn on this team, and I'm excited to see what this team is capable of as we head on the road to take on the Pirates. They've got a very good rotation. They've developed these guys well. Skenes is a monster. Jared Jones is an all-star. Mitch Keller not too far behind here. I'm looking at it. 89 and 86 overall, I believe. It could be an 88. 81 for Bubba Chandler, who's a top prospect in all of baseball. This will be the lineup. Jones. Debuting is Luis Garcia. Matt Vierling, Jack Peterson hitting cleanup. Michael Tolia, Samuel Basayo, Brenton Doyle, Ezekiel Tovar, and batting ninth. Top prospect making his MLB debut. It's Charlie Condon. Super excited. The Pirates bring in Nico Horner and Freddie Freeman. William Contreras. They've started spending money here. It is 2028 Freddie Freeman, so he is like 40. Bo Bichette, O'Neal Cruz. What an interesting team. Okay. Well, this is not your typical Pirates team. Their rotation is elite. Their lineup has improved a lot. All right. Hey, we might have a battle here on opening day. I know it might be, hey, can't get too excited. It's just the Pirates, right? We're coming off of a huge playoff run in which, spoiler, we were World Series champions, and it's baseball. You get hot at the right time, anybody can make a run, and we were a team that won 90-plus games. We were not just any team. But we are now, from the bottom of the barrel, we are defending World Series champions on the road, defending our title. This season should be fun. Those are our projected leaders. They think Charlie Condon will have the highest average and OPS, while Jock Peterson grabs the most home runs and runs driven in. Brenton Doyle projected near 30 stolen bases, and Felnine Celestin projected to lead us in WAR. I don't know about that one. Our projected record is 80 and 82. They expect a big championship slump. Have to see if that happens. And there he is. One of the best pitchers in the game, if not the best already. Paul Skenes features a high 90s fastball, if not into triple digits. A mid-90s splinker. It's a hybrid sinker splitter. He's got a big-time breaking ball. I think he's got a sweeper and a slurve. He's a tough pitcher to face. Sweeper, slider, curveball. He is a problem. Nolan Jones can just get a piece. If you want to know the difficulties, this is, episode 1, I guess, of this season. So, hitting difficulty is legend. Pitching difficulty is GOAT. Timing hitting to focus more on the player's individual abilities. Down 1-2 to Paul Skenes. Not a good place to be. But this is a team that can battle. And Nolan Jones has been one heck of a leadoff hitter for us over the past couple of seasons. He gets on base. There really isn't a lot of power as Skenes is pumping 101 to start. It's the first inning. 5 pitches in. He's at 101.
No bets off the plate. Ball 2.
Okay. We've got to make him work. That's a good pitch. Probably a pitch we need to be swinging at, but that is a good pitch. Kind of buckled Nolan Jones. We are headed back to the dugout as Luis Garcia gets his first at-bat as a Colorado Rocky. 2-2 to him. Just gets a piece of the sinker away on the black. 3-2 to Luis Garcia. He's not really much of a walker. We'll see if he can become a more disciplined hitter. And he does get a pretty good piece of this one. Fastball down and away. chasing the left fielder back, but he will make the catch just ahead of the track. See, this is the lineup. It says our projected averages. Nobody at 300, but, I mean, Charlie Condon might have to move up quite a bit. But it's his MLB debut, hitting him 9th for today. I could definitely see him moving up. Maybe Tolia moving down. We'll have to see. But this is not the worst inning so far. We've made Skenes throw 16 pitches already. That's not a terribly high amount. But we have yet to get a base runner. So if he's at like 20 pitches or so after this first inning, I'd be okay, but it's not going to be. Veerling strikes out on the sweeper, well located by Skenes, who is an absolute freak on the mound. Here is Lazardo. If he can carry the momentum of the end of the season into the playoffs, into 2028, we will have one of the best pitchers in baseball. I'm really excited to see what he can do. Jesus Lizard, Jesus Lazardo. Absolute stud. Pirates crowd actually getting into it, but a Horner will go down swinging way ahead of the changeup, and Lazardo picking up right where he left off in 2027. Big strikeout of Nico Horner, and one at bat, by the way, into 2027. We have I gotta trade Matt Veerling in the Twitch chat. The Rockies fan base is turning into the Phillies. Strike 3, Freeman down looking, Lazardo back-to-back Ks. One swinging, one looking. And now it's William Contreras. A lot of new faces for this Pirate squad. And this ball's hit deep to left field, down the left field line, and foul. All that is a loud strike 2. And that is a loud strike 3. All you could hear was the absolute pounding into the back of the glove. Lazardo strikes out the side. What a monster. Speaking of monsters, this is what Paul Skenes checks for under the bed at night. Jock Peterson, coming off of one of the most legendary World Series performances in the history of the game. He was a bit lackluster in the regular season. He's closing, that was good timing, by the way, on 101. He's closing in on 300 career home runs. Hits one very hard, but foul. Got a curveball up in the zone. And that is a good pitch. Sinker down. That's basically his changeup. That's basically the splinker. A little bit early on that, but when you throw 101, it's tough to protect against that. Skenes is a menace. Here's Big Mike Tolia. He keeps moving down in the order. We've seen him hit, that 3-hole a lot. Saw him hit cleanup a lot last year. Now he's down to 5, and that could go even lower. But this is going to be a really tough first game. We are facing the best pitcher in baseball, arguably. He is very, very good. But we've got some good hitters, too. We've got some guys that can, turn the ball around a little bit. Samuel Basayo, I think, can be one of those guys long-term for us. I think he can be one of the best offensive catchers in baseball, but I don't know how you can hit 102 at the top of the zone or just above. Strike 3 for Skenes. He's good. He is really good at pitching. Here's Brian Reynolds. Fastball down. Should be a can of corn for Brenton Doyle. You guys probably know Bill Murray, the comedian. Maybe that's actually throwing it back a little bit too far for this audience, but Bill Murray, legendary actor and comedian. His brother, Brian Doyle Murray. And they actually have a third brother that's way younger, Brenton Doyle Murray. Of course, shortened to just Brenton Doyle here in the game. Another pop-up for Ezekiel Tovar. That was a big swing and a miss. Not Key Brian Hayes, the joke, if you want to call it that. But 2 quick outs for Lazardo, who struck out the side in the first inning. Another loud piece of contact, but foul. Here's Leover Peguero. Strikes out. We got to bounce back here. Lazardo is dealing 4 strikeouts now. And a couple of quick outs to start that inning. We've got to get to Paul Skenes. I don't know how it's going to happen. Doyle swings through a curveball. 1-2. 2-2. Got to make him work, but he's really been in the zone and around the corners the entire game. When you see a curveball like that, it's just a tough pitch. Just getting a piece is Doyle. Good timing, but, I mean, look at the location on that. Front door. Kind of fell across the middle, and Doyle swings and misses at a sweeper. 5 Ks already for Skenes. Felt like we timed it up pretty well, but Doyle just swings underneath. It was good timing. But no dice against Paul Skenes. Although maybe the first hit, diving shortstop Bo Bichette cannot get to it. And we have broken up the no-hitter here in the third. Technically, anytime you get a hit during the game is breaking up a no-hitter as long as it's the first one. It is fairly early, but the first hit of 2028 belongs to Ezequiel Tovar with 1 out. As we will see the first big league at bat for Charlie Condon. He's down 1-2 to Skenes. 2-2, good take. Can't really advance on that. Too close to Contreras. Come on, Condon. He cannot be contained. Don't believe the last name, or whatever it's close to. Sweeper again. Beautiful location. Front door from Skenes. Condon just gets a piece. First big league at bat turns into 2. Double play. You know what? Condon hit it fairly hard. It was a really tough location. And it's tough to have your first big league at bat coming against the best pitcher in baseball. That is a tough spot. Lars Nootbaar, another new Pirate. A lot of new faces here in Pittsburgh.
Ball 2.
That was a really good take. Try to bury the curveball. And we do! Swinging over the top of it is Nootbaar. It is another K for Lazardo. That's 5 in just 2 1/3. Goodness. Feather Dumps, thanks for the tier 1. Of course, we are recording this live on Twitch if you want to come out and hang out. That link is in the description on YouTube as always, as the fastball yields a fly ball. Bo Bichette flies out to the new left fielder, Matt Vierling. A lot of the time that has been Nolan Jones, but of course he is our new primary starting third baseman. As we'll see, O'Neal Cruz, he's got a lot of power, can hit the ball incredibly hard, but can he do it consistently? I guess not, because he's hitting 9th in this Pirates lineup. He'll fly out again to Vierling. And Lazardo is looking dialed in. Full count to Nolan Jones, top of the order. Second time through here for Colorado. And that is the Splinker. Strike 3. Nolan Jones just whiffed a little bit early on it. And we'll see Luis Garcia. 1-2. Good timing, but cannot connect with triple digits off Skenes. Curveball is taken just low for a ball. Maybe too close to take. Count evens up. And the fastball's by him at 1-0. Holy cow, it's 7 punch-outs for Paul Skenes. Just late, no chance. Just late, no chance again. Skenes is dealing as well. Vierling gets a piece, punches it down the right field line. Foul by maybe 5 or 10 feet. Fastball down and on the black, strike 3, 8 Ks for Skenes. You know, I feel pretty good about first base long term. I like Michael Toglia. I like Samuel Basayo potentially playing there. I don't know that Tristan Casas would be a great fit, answering a chat question there.
Inside, ball 2.
4th inning of work now for Lazardo. I'll tell you, these Pirates hitters kind of have been on the fastball a little bit. but it's just been pulled foul a lot. So I don't know how deceptive that pitch is. I don't know how that's working for us so far. As that's a pretty hard hit ball, but Horner hits it right at Luis Garcia. And we'll see Freddie Freeman. I mean, he is 38 years old, a 75 overall. Contact ability still pretty good. 92 contact against right-handers. So, I mean, he's still a menace. But obviously today, got the southpaw on the mound. Lazardo does have the platoon advantage here. Does have the matchup advantage. I don't really know what to go to. I mean, it feels like slider again could be a good call. Got the sinker in. Freeman muscles it into center field, but too much power on it. Finds Brenton Doyle. And it is William Contreras. 2-2. Strike 3. Fastball by him at 96. Lazardo is as dialed as ever. And that's saying something. I mean, if he can, again, continue the momentum from the postseason, you're looking at the NL Cy Young. Here's Jock.
That's ball 2.
That pitch is tough to take because it looks like the fastball down at 100 plus that we saw with Matt Vierling, right? Or maybe didn't see. There's 99 below the zone. Runs the count to 3-2. Here is the payoff pitch from Skenes. Peterson just gets the hands in enough to get a piece of that thing. And do it again. And again, as Peterson fouls that back to the screen. Pitch number 70 for Skenes. And Peterson hits this fairly hard to right center. Going back is O'Neal Cruz, and his speed covers a lot of ground in the outfield. It is tough to get a ball to drop when you can run like that. Very good jump as well for O'Neal Cruz. And that is the first out of the inning. And that was our hardest hit ball of the day. Now, leadoff double there could have been electric. We probably would have considered trying to bunt him over or something, but it's not like Tolia has that type of ability. But anytime you can try to manufacture runoff schemes, it would be good to try and make that happen because you're not going to hit the ball. That's 9 Ks. Cruz in center, that is the position that he plays, so it's not unusual to see him there. Here's Basayo. Sinker down and in, catches the zone. Goodness.
3-2.
Full count again. That is the thing, though, with strikeouts, is it's a lot of pitches. He's throwing a lot of pitches to get these outs. But, man, is he tough. Come on, Sam. Get on something. Nope. Splinker away. Strike 3. That is double-digit Ks for Skenes. And we just don't have a chance. We just don't have a chance, man. I don't know what the leash is going to be on Skenes, but yeah, he's shaping up for an incredible day. As is Lazardo, but he's been more economic. 7 Ks for him. And absolutely dealing. 62 pitches for him, though. Fastball down, missed it. 3-1 to Key Brian Hayes. It's a big pitch. And the changeup is taken low for a ball. That is the first base runner allowed for Lazardo here in the 5th. First base runner.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, this could be 2. Tolley at a second. Got 1. Tovar, no play. Peguero too fast.
Ball inside.
Sinker misses. So you can locate the slider. That was not located well. Starting to lose the zone a little bit with Lazardo, and that is another walk. 2 of the last 3 batters. All right, Lazardo, settle in. Bo Bichette. Big strike up in it at 97. Let's go higher. And that thing is smoked to left field. It's going to find the track. 1 run will score. Vierling's got to get it in. They're going to try to send another. Throw to the plate, up the first base line. 2-0 Pirates. 2-out rally. Bo Bichette turns around 96, smokes it. They've been on that fastball. I mean, that was up and just out of the zone. It's just a really good piece of hitting. As Cruz smokes one. Nearly a strikeout. Instead, count runs full. Curveball, strike 3. We're out of it. But 2 runs come around to score. Bo Bichette with a big double. They have 1 hit and 2 runs. That's why the free pass can be so devastating. No hitter broken up to make it 2-0. As we'll try to get to Skenes. 3-1 count to Doyle. Fastball down the middle. Good timing. Popped up behind home plate. I mean, you gotta let it fly on that. Unfortunately, Doyle hits it straight back. I mean, it's 101 down the middle. 3-1 to Tovar. We need more offensive production for him here in 2028. And that is smoked. It's another fastball right down the middle, but Skenes took a little bit off it. That was only 99, early and ripped foul. And it's going to be a 2-hit day for Tovar. Kind of the only guy that has been able to figure out Skenes so far. He's 2 for 2. That ball was smoked up the middle, and Skenes might be floundering a bit here. A lot of deep counts, leaving pitches down the middle. This is pitch number 96. 2-1 to the rookie. Making his MLB debut, Charlie Condon puts one in the gap. It's going to get cut off, so only a single for Charlie Condon. But that puts runners on the corners with just 1 out against Paul Skenes. First major league hit for Charlie Condon comes against one of the best in the game. And that brings up the top of our order. Skenes might be losing it a little bit. Take another look at Charlie Condon's first major league hit. Nearly gets by the left fielder. Could have gone all the way to the wall. But instead, only a single. And Skenes quickly approaching triple-digit pitches. That's a hanger, hitting deep to right field. Nolan Jones sends the right fielder back, and that is out of here. Nolan Jones puts us on the board with a 3-run shot off of Skenes. And we retake the lead, or take the lead for the first time this season. Nojo with a no-doubter. Only 351, but we knew that was gone right off the bat. Had the launch angle, had enough off the bat, and of course, you hit it to that part of the park. It is short down the line, and Skenes' day is done. It is a no-Joe nuke. And he didn't really have a ton of power last year, so a home run on opening day is fantastic. Skenes' day is done. Pitched so well for so long, but again, when you throw that many pitches to get outs in that way, strikeout after strikeout after strikeout, the pitch count goes up in a hurry. The Pirates leave him out a little bit too long as he approaches 100 pitches. Bang, he leaves the game with, 10 strikeouts, but an ERA over 5. Only got through 5 1/3. Here's the flame-throwing Robert Suarez. He's close to 40 years old as well. Still throws as hard as anybody. Here is Luis Garcia. Okay, I mean, still 100. That was way out of the zone. Now, Luis Garcia does swing at that pitch in real life. Circle change back in. We got to recalibrate after facing Skenes. That was a terrible at bat. Vierling's had a couple of those. 2 strikeouts against Skenes. There's 100 at the top of the zone. Strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
He loves the fastball changeup combo. Jackson and Moretta warming up for the Pittsburgh Pen. Sinker. Beautifully located. Vierling. 3 strikeouts. As we'll see the starter comparison. I mean, the strikeouts, 18 combined in 10 1/3 innings combined. Lazardo has, I guess, technically dueled him so far. He's at 85 pitches, though. And we've got to get away from that fastball. They are sitting heater. Honestly, big mistake to throw Bo Bichette a fastball when that changeup can do that against Nico Horner. He strikes out again. 9 Ks for Lazardo. The changeup doing a lot of work against these righties, as it should. And the sinker has worked against lefties. Just need to locate it a little bit more consistently. Pirates fans trying to get him back into it. We've got to throw more strikes. That thing is smoked to left center. Easy extra bases for Freddie Freeman, whether that hopped over the wall or not. Fastball smoked at Condon. Freeman will tag. He's a really good base runner despite not having upper echelon speed. 2 outs. Tying run at third. It's Brian Reynolds. Down 1-2. Strike 3. Changeup got him. Double-digit Ks for Lazardo. Strands Freeman at third. Big pitching for our ace. He battled against a tough Pirates lineup. That's not sarcastic. It actually is. And we'll see Zach Jackson holding on to our lead. We might want to think about going to our bullpen. We got to get this thing to Duran. Lazardo may come out for the 7th. We'll see. Swung on and driven deep to right center field. Jock Peterson has done it again. Just like Lazardo, Peterson picking up right where he left off. It is a no-doubter, a bomb. A Jock shot deep to center field. 407. Nearly 105 off the bat. Jock Peterson. What a run for him. I'd love to see the numbers over his last 20 games, including the postseason, of course. He has been on another level. You just can't throw that pitch. Jock Peterson extends our lead, gives us a little bit of a cushion, a little bit of breathing room, although not much. That's a fastball right down the middle to Jock Peterson. You can't do that if you're Zach Jackson. And Tolia may have got this one. Unfortunately, to the deepest part of the park, sending Cruz back near the track. He'll make the catch in front. Out number 1. It's a good pitch. Maybe elevated slightly. It's actually right where that fastball was for Basayo the last time up. And he smokes one down the right field line. It does grab the chalk, or maybe just inside the line. And Basayo with a ground rule double. I think it actually still would have been fair. It looked like it was hooking. Yeah, no chalk, but does land safely in fair territory and bounces out of play. Big double for Basayo as we bring up Brenton Doyle. Runner in scoring position. He does have that clutch gene, and that is not a swing. 3-1 to Doyle. Come on, Brenton. This is a big spot. Ooh. We were looking to make it out of save situation. No Yohan Duran with that swing. Just a tough pitch. I mean, 3-2 slider up like that. You think it's going to come back down and catch the zone, and I think it did. But Doyle cannot get a piece of it. This unreal location. Accidental, and it would have caught the top of the zone. Late swing, because you don't think that's going to end up being a strike. As we'll see, Tovar hitting 1,000 on the year, although that's going to come down. 2 for 3. 667 is not bad, though. But Jock Peterson puts us ahead. Solo shot makes it 4-2 Rockies, and we will see more Lazardo. It's at 101 pitches, but we love facing the right-handed hitters when you have this changeup. Ground ball at Tovar. Key Brian Hayes is sat down. I think we're going to try to get him through Liover Peguero as well.
That's outside.
Changeup does not land. If it's a walk, Lazardo is going to be done. And he missed the zone wildly. 3-1. Try to get a fastball in there. Figueroa looked late on it. Did get a piece, though. Is he ready for the heat? In. Strike 3. Got it by him. 11 strikeouts for Lazardo. And I think his day is going to be done. What an effort. Awesome outing. We are going to go to another lefty, though. It's going to be the new Rocky. Jojo Romero. What an outing for Lazardo. We got to get some applause in the chat. I don't have an applause emote, but got to get something. Show some appreciation for our ace. He pitched amazing. Had a bit of a rough inning. Couple of walks. Double allowed. But overall was incredible. Jojo Romero will now make his Rockies debut. Was very good last year. Whip under 1. Amazing. ERA at 2.83 in 60 1/3 innings pitched. And he'll face Lars Nootbaar. Someone that he has a ton of familiarity with as a teammate in St. Louis. And he gets 1 pitch, 1 out. Nootbaar goes down. The Pirates turn to Dauri Moreta. Here's Charlie Condon. Got his first big league hit his last time up. Would love to see him get his first extra base hit this time up. Front door slider.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
We've seen that pitch a lot today. I'm going to see a fastball we could smash. More of that slider, this time on the other part of the plate. These are extremely well-located pitches, and now that fastball is going to play up. If this is anywhere near 98, it's going to look like 110. Slider, strike 3. Well-located again, outer part of the plate. Condon down swinging. But we'll see Nolan Jones. He gave us the lead with a 3-run bomb on a hanging off-speed pitch. Breaking ball that didn't really break, just kind of spun in the middle of the plate. Big cement mixer. We'll see if he can do the same against Dauri Moreta that likes to throw the slider.
That's out.
Although, shows Nolan Jones the fastball. Obviously, righty to lefty, that slider gets a little bit less effective because it's breaking at Nolan Jones. Who rips another one. Change up, hanging in the middle of the plate. Hit very hard off the bat at 109. But foul. 2-2. Trying to add on here.
The count's full.
We won't yet. Full count to Nojo. Would love a 2-home run game. That'd be sick. Tied up. Fastball that was never going to be a strike. We'll see Luis Garcia. Had a tough day against Paul Skenes. Looked awful against Robert Suarez. Moreta's a bit of an easier matchup for him. We don't want to see Ofer in the debut. That's something we don't want to see. It is top 8, though. This is likely his final at bat. Not for sure, but likely. If you know what, 0 for 3 with a walk is okay, I guess. Let's get on base. Here's a 3-1. Oh, that's the pitch they hit. Luis. Good timing on a slider that was right there. 3-2. Fastball to hit. Garcia didn't get a lot of it. Pulls it foul. 96 kind of in on the hands a little bit. And that is ball 4. Garcia with a tough take. See another guy without a hit today. It's Matt Vierling. Obviously struggled a ton against Skenes and then against Suarez. And these are really tough pitchers. And there's a slider at the top of the zone. I mean, that is an incredibly tough pitch. And that could have been called a strike. Fastball jammed him. That's 96 in. And I think we are going to send Luis Garcia here with 2 outs, 2-2 count.
Runner. 3-2.
Ball is low. Garcia out stealing. Caught. Really good pitch to run on. But Contreras with a better throw. Garcia did not get the best jump. And he is, I guess, just out on the tag. Romero will stay out there. At least for the next two. I don't think he's going to see 3 this inning. But, of course, we could only use him, you know, for one batter when he ends an inning like that. But I want to see more JoJo Romero as he gets Bo Bichette to ground out. Hopefully a similar fate for O'Neal Cruz. I mean, big swing and a miss for Cruz. Sword on the slider. I want to see Yoel Duran. I want to see him close this. This Pirates team is still capable of exploding for runs here. Again, as crazy as that sounds. Slider, strike 3. Cruz could not hold up. That slider got him a couple times in that at-bat. It was a beautiful thing. And I think Romero's day will be done. Turn to Sir Anthony Dominguez. He's had his ups and downs for us, but his numbers last year were incredible. You're about to see those. Romero did a great job. Should not be disappointed. Sir Anthony Dominguez was awesome last year. 81 innings out of the pen. 2.56 ERA. Whip just over 1. 20 holds. Record was 6-4. For some reason, he, as good as his clutch rating is, he was not clutch for us last year. A lot of times. Except in Sim. When we were in the game, he had a real ability to stink it up.
2 straight.
Hopefully we see a different Sir Anthony Dominguez this year. He'll face Nico Horner, who loves a good chase, who has no power. 2-2. Slider got him to chase off the plate. Garcia is there. And I'd love to add on a little bit. I think almost no matter what, you will see Yoan Duran for the 9th inning. Unless it is an absolutely huge inning, we will see our closer. Signed a big contract in the offseason. Can we get him a little bit of insurance? A little bit of run support? Veerling up the middle, base hit. He's on base. Got a fresh count to work with Garcia caught stealing to end the inning. And he takes his place on first base, but now with no outs. I'll take that. Jock Peterson. Homered back in the 7th. That's what we like to see. Add on. Made it 4-2 Rockies. Big swing from Jock. I'd like to see more of the same here. I mean, he's been absolutely red hot. It's the blue gloves. He's down 1-2 here. 98 on the fastball. It's 96. Up and way out of the zone. Too late. I don't even know why we swung at that. No discipline. Terrible. But that's okay. He did his job. Solo shot back in the 7th. You can have a bad swing every now and again. Fastball by Tolia. He's got good power. Can pop off at any moment. Full count to Tolia. Walk here could be big. Fastball to hit. Tolia does. Gives it a ride to center. Cruz going back. Makes the catch just shy of the track. 2 away here in the 9th. And it's Samuel Basayo. A fastball down the middle, too. Good timing. Just couldn't find the gap. Fastball up and away by Basayo. Good timing. Basayo just missed it. 1-2. Up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. up by 2. It is 99 on the black. Another strikeout for this Pittsburgh Pirates team. It's Freddie Freeman, William Contreras, and Brian Reynolds. The hardest part of this order, really the heart. I mean, Freddie Freeman crushes righties. Contreras is a really good hitter. And here is our closer, Yohan Duran. If I I tried to bring him into the game. I guess I hit no. Either way, we paid him a ton of money in the offseason to be a Colorado Rocky. He throws absolute heat. Last year, 81 2/3. He was 0 for 4 as a closer. That's not great in 2027. But we paid him to be our closer, not just a setup guy anymore in Minnesota. For some reason, that was the case in the game. Obviously, they're closer in real life. We think he's got what it takes to be a big league closer in Colorado.
No, inside.
There's 101. But off the plate. He's also got a really hard splitter.
That's a ball.
Will he be able to control any of his pitches? Not a good start against Freddie Freeman. Splitter drops in for a strike. 3-2. We got to go back to the fastball. Hopefully he doesn't get too much plate. Way, way, way off the plate. Early on the release. There's a walk to Freddie Freeman. 2-2 to Contreras. Fastball at 101 up and in. Contreras fights it off. You're going to be seeing more of it. That's 102. Contreras did not have a chance. Back to the bench. Gas from Yohan Duran. 2-2 to Reynolds. Obviously, Duran struggled against the lefty last time up. Reynolds, a switch hitter, now batting for the left side. From the left side for the first time today. Fastball hit well down the left field line. Out of play. Splitter well off the plate. It's another walk. 2 in the inning now for Duran. Fastball at 101. Strike 2. He was early on it. Show him the splitter. Bryan gets a piece. And a 2-pitch pitcher so far, but we do have a curveball in the arsenal. Hayes does get a piece. Timed it up. Fastball town. Hayes staying alive. Tried to go higher than high. Get a chase. No dice. Fastball popped up. Veerling is there in shallow left. Should be the second out of the inning, and it is. Veerling puts it away. So 2 away here in the 9th. Duran kind of been a little bit of a heart attack closer so far. But he is 1 out away and faces Liover Peguero, who is only in the lineup for his ability to hit left-handed pitching. They are not pinch hitting him. And he hits this one very hard towards right field. That finds the back of the wall. Condon Fields, we might have a play at the plate. They're going to send him. Garcia with the throw, not in time. Tie game. Peguero rips a double and a right. Not a good start for the Yohan Duran era. Yeah, that is one of the slowest relays of all time. That is a fastball up and away at 101. Perfect swing for Peguero. Duran is 31 pitches into his outing. Let's get a mound visit. Face Newt Bar. That splitter we just cannot land. Chopper in front of home. There's Basayo.
He's out.
And we are going to play some more baseball. That is a disappointing end to what otherwise would have been a great game. We're going to warm up Aiken and Loizaga. Manfred Mann standing on second base. The slider up is impossible to hit. 2-2. I like having Brenton Doyle up in this spot. I mean, Lojinski has a really tough pitch mix out of the pen. And Doyle doesn't get enough here. No chance to tag for Basayo. Cruz has a cannon, even if he lacks accuracy. Didn't get the runner over either. Not good. Tovar swings through a slider, and I see where this is going. It's not going in a great spot. I just don't think Basayo can get 3 on that. You're looking at it out at third base if that happened, if we tried to extend, I think. Try to advance. Tovar hits it on the left side of the infield, doesn't get the runner over. A single could score Basayo anyway. And it will have to come off the bat of Charlie Condon, making his MLB debut. Did not have a great relay in right field. And that allowed the tying run to score. But he could still be a hero with a big hit. Cutter at 94. Fouled back. 2-2 to Condon. 3-2. It's 97. Coming in hot. Condon, chopper to the infield. Hayes is there. Good timing, but could not get the bat, could not get the barrel on it. And we go to extras. Duran's day, obviously, is done. We're going to go to Keegan Aiken. We need strikeouts as well. I mean, this is a really bad spot to be in. Strike 3. Bichette. I don't know what he's looking for. I mean, he just took a changeup right there. We'll take that, though. Nick York now into pinch run. We've seen Cruz chase the slider away all day. Not going to stop now. Does advance the runner, but Garcia should have him at first. He does. 2 away. We're at the top of the order, though. It's Nico Horner. Horner does have decent clutch. But I think we like the matchup enough with Aiken. I mean, we're not going to walk him to get to Freddie Freeman. That's for sure. So, this is the matchup. Game on the line. Game over. Change up in the zone. Corner nearly hits it out of here. Pirates win. Opening day. Not what we wanted. Liover Peguero ends up being the guy who costs us the game. Like, obviously you don't want to walk batters with Duran, but we made a good pitch to Peguero. Fastball up and away. Maybe this is not a pitch you can throw in MLB The Show. Because Peguero absolutely crushed it. Scored 2, worst relay of all time. We lose in extras, which obviously on the road you're not favored as the away team. You're not favored in extras, but man, game I really think we should have won. We allowed 3 runs in the 9th and extras combined. Not what you want. Not the start we wanted to the season. We look good. Duran, we obviously struggled a little bit with. And, you know, sometimes you make a good pitch, they make a good swing. But you can't walk guys in order to put the tying and, you know, potentially go-ahead runs on base. So we got to bounce back from that. I think we're going to be able to. It's so early in the season. And we've got to fix the Hartford Yard Goats roster. Too many at double A. Got a lot of relievers down here. And Jeffrey Yan will be an easy fix. We're going to go ahead and get him out of here. And we'll see Yohan Duran again. Bottom 9. Nobody out. It's Yohan Duran with Liover Peguero looming large on first base as the tying run. We cannot escape Liover Peguero. Unbelievable. However, we got to focus on the guy at the plate, Lars Nootbaar. Couple of hits today. Bounce back, Duran. Lean on that fastball and actually locate it. It's the early releases where we're really struggling. But first time using Duran, we're going to figure it out. Ground ball. This could be 2. Jones can't field it. He's moved into the infield. And he might be moving out of the infield. That is not a time for an error. Nick, you work into pinch run. It's Elliot Nicholas at the plate. We were really highly considering drafting him. He didn't make it to us a couple of years ago. Very similar build to Horace Mora overall. Just plays the infield as opposed to the outfield. But that's the type of player he is. And the fastball up and away is just not always a good pitch, but that's where I want to go with it. Especially considering the Nicholas hot zones.
1-1.
Curveball. Very well located from Duran. Fastball out of the zone.
Ball 2.
Whenever we try to put a little extra on it, the location just completely goes out the window. I think we just need to avoid the fastball away. Just get it in on the hands. I mean, what a take from Nicholas. Full count. Huge pitch. Fly ball at Condon. This will all but put the tying run at third base. They will try and tag. We've got absolutely no play there. Runners on the corners with 1 down. I mean, we need a strikeout. Go ahead, run at first base. They're going to bunt, and they're going to score. We have the auto shift on. Pirates played for the tie. They like their chances and extra as well. It does play to run.
1-0.
And that is ripped to left field. The Pirates will win it again. Nico Horner. What the fuck? Twice with Nico Horner? Twice with Nico Horner, for real. We try to just get the fastball down, which maybe you don't want to do. Horner has back-to-back walk-offs off the wall. Garcia 1 for 4 with a double. Condon with another hit. 2 ribbies. Tovar 2 for 4. Doyle 1 for 3 with a double. Duran back-to-back losses. Struggling to acclimate to the closer role. We start 0-2. And we've blown back-to-back leads. And we were going to walk out of March well under 500. And we got swept by the Athletics. Holy cow. Lazardo got shelled, by the way. Jorge Santana is dealing. 1.29 ERA in March. 13 Ks in 14 innings. Lazardo made it 2 innings against the Athletics. Didn't get out of the third. Allowed 5 earned. 7 hits, 1 walk. It is falling apart in Colorado. Let's just get to April, turn over the calendar, and start anew. You have scouting assignments. We'll add DeAndre Kelly. I mean, we're not going to be in position for really any of these guys, but add the top players. And holy cow. We are back to playing the Pirates. Stop me if you've heard this before. We have a lead in the 9th. Yohan Duran is on the mound. He's already allowed 2 hits in the inning. Please, Duran. He's facing O'Neal Cruz, OPS over 1,000 in this young season. I mean, goodness, dude.
Ball.
This is a nightmare.
Ball.
103 misses.
2-0.
I think the boo birds are coming out. I think I heard a little bit of booing. Duran, he needs to start striking some of these batters out.
Full count.
It's hard when we're not throwing competitive pitches. They're not swinging and missing on the splitter. They're not swinging and missing on the fastball. How do we get them out? Strike 3, Cruz chases. Thank you. Big punch out for Duran. Oh, we needed it so badly. Big chase for Cruz. Here's Bo Bichette. He's struggled a lot this year. Can hit a fastball. Strike 1. Fastball up. Great spot. Splitter down. Strike 2 on the foul ball. Curveball to end it. Chopper. Bichette gets a piece. Strike 3! Duran has a win for us! Save for Duran. Finally, we can breathe. Whew. Finally, a win for the Rockies. Duran gets the save. Michael Tolia hits 2 homers. Peterson homered as well. Loizaga picks up the win. Oh my goodness, we needed that. Doyle hit leadoff today. He's hitting 184. Why is the game putting him in the leadoff spot? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 batters in our lineup hitting in the 180s. It's not great. It is young, though. Lazardo picks up the win, although he was not good and should not have been eligible for the win. No, Loizaga. So why did it say winning pitcher Lazardo? Because he started? Didn't go 5. Allowed 4 earned. Struck out 1. What is happening with Jesus Lazardo?